Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 9 of the Talkin podcast. Today, we're joined by Keegan Mitchell of the Sherwood Metros. And yeah, Keegan, thanks for coming on.
No problem, boys.
All right, yeah, for sure. You got it done this year. You guys got the IJHL championship. So we'll just run through, just talk about how was your season this year.
Season was good. It was a little rough going there for a while, just with COVID kind of breaking the season up. And the start of the year, it seemed like we only were playing away teams. Like the whole month of November, we were traveling every weekend over to New Brunswick. So it felt like for most of the year we weren't even playing island teams. But once kind of things got back together, it was good to start playing against kind of the teams that you know and just kind of know how to play against them rather than like teams that you're just new playing against. So it was good once COVID wasn't rude and everything. But yeah,
Yeah,
So obviously you guys, big congrats to the Metros on winning the IJHL championship. But for you, what was it like winning that?
it was awesome. It was such a good feeling. Like I think the only other like island tournament I won was in Bantam Double A my first year, and so this was kind of a different caliber than that. It just like it really meant something, and I don't know, junior hockey. I feel like the boys put a lot of time into it, and just like it's just an overall good time, and you kind of we're the age now where you can really celebrate it and kind of just enjoy yourselves rather than win the tournament and then everyone goes home. You get to have a little team party, get together, and kind of really celebrate it, and enjoy it.
hmm uh, and so you guys obviously won that and advanced to the Don Johnson Memorial Cup. And you guys had a couple of games played, but then what went on there? So you guys got disqualified.
Yeah, so we went there with kind of the PEI rules is you're allowed to have five overagers, and I think that's because our league went down to three teams, and kind of the COVID stuff kind of needed more people to play. Um, so we were allowed to have five overagers on our team that can play every game, but I guess the rule in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia is that you can have like five or more overagers, but you can only dress four of them for every game. And that was never told to us. So we played probably the best hockey we played all year, beat Nova Scotia in a really good game. And like we were just fired up to go to the semis the next day. And then we were all just kind of getting settled into our rooms for the night over in our hotel. And then kind of the news started circulating that one of the teams kind of I don't even know what they did. They just kind of released that we were cheating or something, and we were dressing five guys when we didn't know that was a rule. So it was just pretty upsetting. We had a couple team meetings and kind of trying to figure stuff out and see if we could change that, but we were on the short end of the stick and kind of got screwed over. But other than that, we had a hell of a tournament and played unreal. And I think we would have won the Don Johnson too, just by the way we were playing. Like all the boys were rolling. We had a couple call ups doing their work, and everyone was doing their job. So I really do think we probably would have won, but it's just kind of crappy that happened.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Just one player. Like
Yeah,
they kind of blown that out of proportion a little bit. That's crazy.
yeah, no, it definitely seemed like that, but yeah, yeah, it wasn't a good feeling, and especially for like the overage guys not knowing it was their last game. It was kind of a bad way to end it for them. They spent like four years in the league, and to not know it's your last game, I guarantee that'd be upsetting. I'm just glad that I have another year, kind of have a crack at that again.
Yeah.
So obviously being disqualified from the Don John, but what was it like before, like getting disqualified, like the vibe in the room and you guys like team bonding? What was that like?
You mean before like we got disqualified or like after?
Before.
Before, yeah. Just overall, the tournament over there was great. You kind of felt like a pro over there. They fed you, and we kind of had a routine going. Like you go to your hotel, you got roommates, you're not with your parents, so it's just a whole different vibe, and just being around the boys all the time, having breakfast together, going to lunch. We went to Moncton, kind of hung around there for a while, just kind of did stuff that really, I think, brought the team together. Where, say, if it was on the island, we wouldn't have that kind of connection. Like it'd be a different sort of connection if it was here, but when you're away and you're always together, it kind of makes a difference. I think that's what helped us play so good.
Yeah, for sure, man. Um, what about last year? You guys like was the COVID year, and like obviously every team everywhere it was like
Yeah.
pretty tough to play. But like for you guys personally, you guys went all the way to the finals against Western. You guys fell a little short, but what was that season like? Like playing COVID, playing in the Eastlink Center in the playoffs. What was that all like?
Yeah, so that whole season was like it was good. We were playing good, and then just going on the end of the year, I was probably playing my best hockey, and then I broke my wrist. I got hit in a game. I think I had 2 goals in the game, and was just kind of feeling good, and then just kind of a weird play. I broke my wrist and had to get surgery, and I was out for the rest of the year. So I didn't get to experience like playing in the Eastlink Center, but like the feeling in the room and kind of getting the boys going was kind of my job. But yeah, I definitely wish I could have contributed more to that. But it was a really good year, and we came close against a really strong Western team. We stole one game, and I think that was a win for us because that team was a dynasty, and I think they won like at least 4 years in a row, like
Yeah,
before that. So it was crazy. But yeah, I definitely wish I didn't break my wrist because I felt like I probably could have contributed some or helped the boys out in a different way than just in the dressing room and off the ice. But other than that, it was a great year, and I think we had a really good team that year too.
yeah.
Do you have any when you were on the island? Did you have any specific pregame meals or any pregame rituals or anything like that?
Pre-game meals for me, go-to is chicken and rice. It's got to be my favorite. Whether I make it or my dad makes it, it's it's pretty good. And I'm a little superstitious in the way that if I eat something one game and I play good in my mind, I gotta eat it at the same time, same place, all that. And for me, like I eat at least like 4 hours before the game. Anything closer than that, I like don't play good. I think that's like the only biggest thing is eating way before the game, and I'm like hungry by the time the game starts. But like for me, I just have to eat way before. It's just I don't know why, just something I've always done. But yeah, other than other than that, like superstition, I guess I think I just put all like my left side gear on first. I left shin pad, left sock, just kind of all that, just throughout the way. Like everything's left first. For whatever reason, I've just done it for as long as I remember.
Oh yeah. What about music? Do you run up some like same music every game, or what do you guys like to play?
A couple different fellas in the room play different music, but I kind of just do my own thing. I don't listen to music like in headphones or anything, but I always try and get the corner kind of stall or seat and just kind of have my little area and just kind of just feel the vibe before the game and just get ready that way. But music for me is just more, I guess, in my car before a couple songs, and then I'll be at the rink. So
Yeah.
What was like the vibe of that game when you guys won the IJHL championship? Like in the dressing room, what was the vibe of that game before going on the ice?
the boys were definitely fired up. Um, a little nervous because like we knew Western was still a strong team, whether the stats kind of didn't prove that or whatever. But they're always a good team, and we knew that any lead that we had wasn't safe. We just had to go until the last buzzer, and that's what we did. And then the feeling after is just awesome. Just it was so good. Yeah, it's kind of just hard to describe. You kind of got to be there and experience it to really kind of get the vibe that was there. It was just really good. That's all I got to say about it.
Yeah. And like the third game, you guys had like that double OT win. What was that like?
Oh, that was very nerve wracking. it was a long game. The legs were jelly. We were just going balls out just to get the W. And then when we did, I think it was Josh Lund that put it in the net, and then you boys were in the corner, I think, videotaping. Just you could probably see the smile on my face and banging on the boards towards you guys. It was just, it was awesome. It felt so good. It was awesome.
You were definitely hyped with that.
Yeah, definitely. And for a rookie like Josh to score, it was good to see. Like we like seeing the young guys contribute, and he contributed all year. He was awesome.
Yeah, wicked.
So what are you rocking for gear? Like, what do you use for gear this year?
You know what? Gear for me is probably like, it's just whatever's cheap, I buy it. Like really, gear doesn't matter to me. Like I'll get we get some deals like for sticks. They're like CCM Pro Stock, whatever. I couldn't even tell you the name of them. I just, whatever's cheap, I buy and I use till it breaks or I can't use it anymore. But yeah, gear for me is just whatever. Throw it on, get on the ice, and go ham.
Even tape jobs, like are you superstitious or whatever with that stuff, or you just kind of tape it?
I taped the stick the same way. I changed up a few times this year, and I kind of went on a couple like little bit of droughts, and I started doing like the almost, I don't know what it's called, like the sock tape job, like kind of way up high, and then all the way up to the toe, and then cut around the toe. And I think Josh Lund and Caden McLeod had those like sock tape jobs, and I got them to do it a couple times for me. But other than that, switched up a few times, and then yeah, basically the same way every time, unless I feel like I need to switch it up. But yeah, I always tape my stick after warm up. I hate going on the ice because when we go on for warm up, the ice is normally already used. It's not fresh ice, so I hate ruining the perfect tape job before the game. So I always wait till after.
Yeah. Because when we get there for warm ups. Like even before, like there's still people on the ice, and we see it. There's just ice everywhere, snow everywhere, corners are beat up.
Yeah, it just makes your stick all wet, and then I don't know. For me, I just feel like I lose the grip of everything. But I like doing it after, and it's fresh going into the game.
Yeah. So like off ice, living with sorry if I said it wrong, but Kai Kojima.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's your relationship like with him?
It's pretty good. He lived with me and my parents when I was in grade 10 and he was in grade 9, and he came over here. I didn't really know him before, kind of knew of him, but we just instantly became brothers and had a great relationship and just like did everything together. And then when I got word that he was coming back here, like I moved out of my parents' house, so I live with a couple of roommates now, but he lived with my parents, but we still made sure to always hang out when we could. But just with school and everything, I'm pretty busy with that. So whenever we could hang out, we would. But the brotherhood was still there, and we continued that right up until he left again.
Yeah, so he left a little early. Like, what was it like for like you guys separating again?
It was definitely sad to see him go. I think the main part he left was because his school went back in person over in Japan. He couldn't do it online anymore. So it was tough for him to kind of leave in the middle of the season, kind of right when things were getting going again after COVID. But he kind of did a little speech before he left and just basically said like, just go win the championship. And I think a lot of the boys had that in the back of their minds when we were headed that way. We're like, okay, like this is another reason why we need to win. We need to win it for Kai. So it was good. And yeah, Kai's definitely a brother to me.
Yeah, I remember the double overtime game in Game 3 of the finals after like he won. He must have seen like one of our Instagram stories, and he was saying like must have been very electric. So I had a nice conversation with him. So
Yeah. He followed along pretty good. He was always messaging me kind of how the games went and whatever. And I think it's like a 13-hour time difference. So right now it'd be like 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning.